to Muscle Truck Showdown at Holly LS Fest West. And I win!
Here's what's supposed to happen in this episode, but you never know. We want to take our very first trip to Holly's LS Fest West in Las Vegas, and we're taking Finnegan's 67 Chevy truck.
I'm so excited about this because we're going to experience the truck together, because the truth is I've owned it since 2007. It's got about 400 miles on it. Like, I legit haven't driven this truck anywhere. I don't think I've ever washed it, and it was thrown together in a week at my house, and me and you now get to go to Vegas.
Great. Yeah. I've seen 200-mile-an-hour burnouts. Can we do that?
Oh, once.
Oh, they have a burnout pit at LS Fest. They have burnout pit, autocross, drag racing, all of that.
I want to do all of that.
Me too. So show me this thing.
So this is my 1967 Chevrolet C10 pickup. It is a factory small window short bed truck. I bought this from a farmer in St. Helena, California, way back in 2007 when I was the editor of Sport Truck Magazine. I spent about a year with my friends building it, and eventually I ran out of money and ended up having to sell this to a friend of mine. 10 years later, I run into that same friend at a car show. He tells me he has the truck, he hasn't driven it, it's been sitting under a car cover the whole time, and I was able to buy it back without any of the drivetrain in it. Then I spent about a week and a half with all my friends throwing this entire truck together with an LT4 Chevy crate engine, a 6XD sequential gearbox. We took out all the airbags, changed it over to hydro shocks. We blew up the clutch like the next day doing 6-gear burnouts, and it's never been on a proper road trip. So right now, Freiberg and I, we're gonna take this thing around the block, find out all the last-minute things that are still wrong or not tight. We're gonna drive it all the way to Vegas for LS Fest, where we're gonna do burnouts, we're gonna go racing, we're gonna have as much fun as we can to find out, does it work, and is it gonna catch on fire? All right, so these are suspension, up and down. So it's slower than airbags, but there's only one battery. The battery that starts the truck is the battery that runs the suspension.
Is this gonna ride like a mini truck?
No, it rides great.
Is it a triple disc clutch?
No, it's a twin, but I blew it up a few weeks ago, put a brand new one in. We didn't have a flywheel for it, so we just DA'd the flywheel and stuck the new clutch on it.
Okay.
So I'm trying to be gentle because, I mean, you know what happens. Yeah, the brakes are awful. Like, that's all of it right there. That needs looking at. And I think it's because we have the wrong master cylinder.
Do you have to use the clutch to shift?
You shouldn't have to, right? They make a box for this thing. This shifter has a strain gauge built into it.
Yeah.
And there's a box. Hello. There's a box that goes in between the coils in the ECU, interrupts the ignition when you pull the shifter.
Yeah.
I don't have it installed. So I'm clutching it, but you can just flip the throttle and grab it, and it'll do it without the clutch. It's kind of like the transmission in Blasphemy, but a lot easier to drive around town.
Okay, brakes first.
Brakes first. Needs to go back in the shop, for sure. It's uncomfortably close, my head, to the ceiling, and the brakes are almost non-existent. So we're gonna pull it back in here and do some work and then leave for Vegas, but also get doors on the way. Because these stupid doors not only don't have door handles, there's no mirrors, it's really dangerous. So on the way, I'd like to go get doors.
Yeah, they're bad.
They suck.
All right, I'll pull you in.
First thing we have to do is take the seat out of the truck. I know that sounds weird. However, the master cylinder for the front brakes, the rear brakes, and the clutch pedal are all behind the dash. So this is just gonna get way easier to take the seats out. And then once they're out, I'll talk Dave into helping me lower them. All right. That's not so bad.
Yeah, it just barely squeaked.
Now, I'm gonna take the cluster out. Unfortunately, when I put that pedal setup in there, the dash was not in the truck. This has a Willwood under dash pedal setup. These are 1 1/8" bore master cylinders. One for the front brakes, one for the rear, one for the clutch pedal. All of it is too big for the system that I have. By reducing the size of these, when I step on the brakes, it's going to increase the amount of pressure going to the brakes, and so it's going to stop better, but this is going to be a pain in the butt, beyond the fact that you're feeling the reservoirs behind the dashboard. So we have all this fluid here that we need to get out and get this out and replace everything. And yeah, that's why I took the seat out of the truck, why the dash has to come apart. It's going to be fun.
While he's doing that, let me show you kind of how the master cylinder setup on this thing works. There's two masters, a front and a rear. And you've got a push rod coming out of both of them, just like you would on a regular master cylinder. And then you have here what's called a balance bar. And then your pedal is pressing on a bearing in the middle of that balance bar. So this is what it looks like when it's at rest, because we have the front brake push rod longer than we do the rear brake push rod. When you step on the pedal, the balance bar is going to even out like this. Therefore, the push rod will go deeper into the front master cylinder than it does into the rear. And what that does is it's going to initiate pressure sooner on the front. It's also going to displace more volume on the front. And basically what that's doing is balancing your front and rear brakes. You want the front to activate a little bit before the rear. Think of it on your conventional car about how you might use an adjustable proportioning valve and you want the front to hit just a little bit sooner than the rear. This is sort of the race cool guy way to do that.
Well, there's part of our problem. Okay, see that in there? That is a really, really small piston. Our new caliper, really, really big piston, so this is gonna have way more clamping force for the same pressure. These are actually rear brake calipers, and how they ended up on the front of my truck, I have no idea. I'm gonna blame myself. I own the truck. Clearly, it's my fault, but this is gonna help a lot.
Now we have all four brake hoses loose, and we're gonna try and pump all the fluid through the system so that we don't have to gush brake fluid everywhere underneath Mike's dash when we take the master cylinder out. We were thinking about just squirting one end at a time, but here's the deal. Let's say you only disconnected the front, you've got this balance bar situation, and you pump all of this fluid out, and so there's none in here, but the rear still has fluid and therefore is still making pressure. That means there's no pressure happening on this push rod and there's pressure here, so that balance bar is gonna get all cattywampus and it's not gonna push all the fluid out of the other master cylinder. So what we're hoping we can do is sort of out of all four at the same time. Okay, I'm gonna start pushing fluid through. Is it doing the... It's not squirting? Well, no wonder you don't have brakes. That's weird. Okay, I'm gonna start pushing fluid through. It's sucking air back. I need to squirt it and leave it down for a second.
It's coming out.
Our goal is to get the master cylinders out, and that means we've got to take the steering column out in order to get to them. Next up, those little white reservoirs are coming off. Aha. It came out remarkably clean. I didn't get any fluid everywhere. Now, this whole Cingolini should come out of here. There we go.
See, that wasn't so bad. We just had to take out the gauges, the steering column, you know, no big deal.
Watch the drippage. That could have been worse. Could have been a lot better.
So for the last 10 minutes, we've been telling you all about this magical pedal assembly that has 3 master cylinders on it. And this is it right here. We finally got it out of the truck. We have the ones for the brakes, but not the clutch. Should be here tomorrow. Ideally, you would bench bleed these, which is essentially purging the air out of each one by filling it with fluid and then slowly stroking the pedal the full length of the chamber. Because once it's in the car, the pedal won't stroke the whole way. It will not get all the air out of here. The issue is, if you put these reservoirs on top of here, this won't go back in the show truck. We need to devise a way to bench bleed it out here, take the reservoirs off, get it back in there without spilling any fluid, or we lose the shop.
We're still waiting on parts for the brake stuff, so we're trying to move ahead with that, and we're dealing with the seats. The whole floor in this thing, or at least the tunnel, is moved up, so the seat bracket can't go down far enough. So we're gonna modify it to make that work.
Like in a stock truck, this would be fine. Your head wouldn't be anywhere near the roof. In my truck, not so much. These are just pieces of C-channel aluminum that I welded a plate to the bottom.
Out driver's side, so this is out driver's side. We're gonna test fit it in the truck, get it where we want it, bolt these on, which will basically lock down the adjuster so it can't be moved. But who would ever want to move the seat up in this thing?
Yeah, I don't need less legroom, I need more legroom. Oh, that's pretty good. I'll be able to see the gauge. Yeah, this is good.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, the seats are in and done. While we were doing that, our clutch master cylinder showed up, so we can install that on the pedal assembly so that Finnegan can put the pedals back in the truck.
Good news, I have everything I need to bleed the master cylinders, and the key are these radiator bypass caps. I'm gonna use them to cover up the reservoir right here. I'm gonna fill this here, bleed it here on the bench, then I'm gonna remove this, cap it, and I believe if I cap it, I can keep the level of fluid above the top of the piston area, keep air out of it, put the whole thing in the car, pull my rubber cap back off, put the reservoir back on, fill the reservoir, connect the line without essentially breaking the seal, putting air in the system. All right, one down. Now lift that up. Trying to bend it over because it's gonna.
Woo!
Move this away, and it should not have air in it. Oh no! Oh no! Ah! Dave. Oh no! Oh no! Cap came off. But we didn't lose the fluid. How about a zip tie around the thing, right over the top? It won't slip off. Or a zip tie around the circumference.
It's giving me anxiety.
Boom.
Got it?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Want to see a less than ideal position for driving? My foot's on the gas. This is where the clutch pedal is now. Slight miscalculation with where it needed to be adjusted. The problem is we have to remove the whole thing to adjust it. The pedals are way too close to the dash. We needed them to go this way towards the firewall so that you're not driving with your knees in your chest.
To adjust the pedal position, we have to shorten the rods that activate all these master cylinders.
All right, let's try again.
That's looking promising.
Look, I could see this probably getting into the steering wheel. It seems like it's still too far out there.
To shorten it, we'll have to cut that rod.
Okay.
All right, we're taking this all apart again because the pedal height wasn't right, and to adjust that, you have to adjust the length of these rods, and the rods are now bottomed out, so we need to cut ½ an inch off each one of them and put it all back together. You can sense the joy in my voice. It's a party now.
Oh yeah, much better.
We're finally assembling it for the final time again. The real trick here is going to be getting fluid in that thing. Yay. Wow, that is a win. We're gonna bleed the brakes now, and it's a little bit different with the dual master cylinder than it is when you normally see us bleed brakes. Typically, we will bleed the rear brakes and then move on to the front. In this case, we need to do side to side. And so you'll see Mike on the front and Mason at the back. They both need to work the bleeder screws at the same time. Willwood calls it a 3-man bleed.
All right, down.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, and down.
Lots of air. Closing. A lot of bubbles. So brakes are bled completely. I'm stoked.
Steering column back in.
I'm really glad the brakes didn't work, because when we took the column out the first time, I noticed there were no bolts holding it together. We get to live now and have brakes. All we have left to do is install the gauges and then put the truck up in the air and nut and bolt check the entire thing, because it was assembled in a week. Done. Truck can go in the air now. First, we need to go over the truck from front to back, make sure nothing's gonna fall off. Second, this is where all the action is. The bottom side of this truck is awesome. This is the beautiful part. This is a billet sequential manual gearbox from 6XD. It is race car stuff for the street, and it's incredible. And it's very small and compact and light, and it's shifting nirvana. This is all the original chassis that we made in '06. We now have Mittler Brothers hydro shocks at the front and the rear. The airbags are gone. We added a mandrel bent stainless steel exhaust here that wasn't before. So here is exactly why we need to look under this truck. This is the wiring harness for the O2 sensor that is melted to the header because it wasn't routed well. It's just laying on there. We're just gonna disconnect it. We're gonna move it, employ some zip ties strategically, and it'll be fine after that. Oh yeah, so much better. Let's try the brakes.
Whoa!
We have brakes.
Wow!
Yeah, we
have brakes.
And the clutch, like butter.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Clutch is amazing now.
I feel you should play the music of our people.
I concur. I love that noise.
Have you ever driven it on the highway?
Briefly.
Yeah? How about traffic?
Nope.
You're gonna get to.
Let's see. I got fuel pressures. I got boostesses. I got waters. I got oils.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yes, it was. Yay, Los Angeles. This is why people don't drive cars with stick shifts anymore.
Yeah. All right, that was different. What just happened? It's like it ran away like a diesel.
Yeah, the throttle just, like...
Stuck open.
Stuck. Okay.
I don't like the unpredictability of that.
That is weird. It's like the drive-by-wire pedal just said, hello.
I would stay well back from people.
It wasn't wide open. It was like part throttle. There are so many people here, and they're all driving stock cars. I mean, yeah, their throttles aren't sticking, but are they really living? Ah, it's doing it again.
Doing it again?
Yep. Yeah, look, it says TPS error. It's doing it right now. And see the position?
Yep. That's it. It doesn't know.
It's got to be that wiring. Yeah, they told me it's a safety built into it. When it loses voltage, it just shuts off. It cruises. We just drove 80 miles from our tech center in El Segundo to here in Lancaster, California for a very good reason. I need doors for this thing. I made a post on the internet. A cool guy named Johnny, who lives here and has that sweet Nova, responded and said, I have actually 2 sets of doors to choose from, and I'm about to trade him, I think, a hoodie and a hat.
Oh, they're even the right color.
One of them is. This has got glass in it, Freiberger.
Yeah, that has glass. This one, the glass is broken.
Yep.
Dude, this is good. It's got a vent window. It's got a side window. Can I be greedy? Do you have keys to the door? That would be awesome. This will work. And you're down to trade?
Yeah.
All right, cool. No backseats though.
Cheapest doors ever.
That's fine.
This is awesome. I wanted doors for so long. Finally. Thank you, I appreciate it. Good to meet you, Austin. Thank you. Hotel and beer?
Yeah. All right, that was super cool.
I feel like celebrating. I have a line lock. Want to see it?
You're gonna set her down on the ground?
Yeah. We should leave before the neighbors kill us.
Probably.
New day, new parking lot, new doors. I'm excited about that.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Doors freed.
Okay. You want to work the jack and I'll hold the door? There we go. All right.
The thing about this aftermarket door panel is that it's way larger than anything that ever came on these trucks. These only had a door panel this big, not the full door. So it's super custom.
Yeah. Here's a tip for you guys. The door hardware holding the regulator, the door lock, and the door latch into C10 doors is notorious for seizing up and getting stuck. So the key here is to get a screwdriver that has a hex built into the shaft. And so I'm gonna clamp that on there. I'm gonna push on the end of the screwdriver while turning it with this. Yeah. Undone.
Ta-da!
Go. Next step, we now need to temporarily hang our gutted door because it doesn't have a mirror. I bought mirrors, so we're gonna hang the door in there. I'm gonna get in the driver's seat. Dave's gonna hold the mirror somewhere on the door where I can actually use it and it looks cool. Can you tilt it up? I can't see the bed sides. Can you go in more?
Well, remember the door's not shut all the way, but right now it's as far in as it'll go. Well, we mocked the doors so that we could mock the rear view mirrors so that we could install those before we put all the guts into the door, but then the rear view mirrors were wrong. So now we're unhanging the door and going back to installing guts. Wow, that was awesome. I'm so impressed.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna be back and forth helping him with this job, but I'm also restoring the other door that hopefully we don't have to take apart. Just gonna lube it all up and like make it work. I'm so proud of myself. The latch mechanism on the driver's side used door was completely rusted solid, and I just fiddled and smacked it and lubed it, and all of a sudden, everything works like a genius.
Apparently we're going to Death Valley, where it's gonna be even hotter. And then we'll probably want to take the doors off because although my truck has air conditioning, of course, it ain't charged.
Does it go down there? Or does it go uphill?
I know it doesn't look like we are done, but we are, in fact, finished assembling both the driver and passenger door. We're just not gonna put them on right now because it's blazing hot out here. So we're gonna once again strap them into the bed, but not before Freiberger signs his handiwork because he expertly reassembled that door, lubing all the critical components so the window goes up and down smooth. The vent window works, the door locks work. He's a man that knows what to do with lube. And before we leave, we're gonna autograph that door because that one is completely empty and useless to me. We're gonna let some fans have it.
Cool.
All right.
Ready?
Let's do this.
I may actually wear the shoulder harness now.
This is a survive the heat thing. The breeze is nice. I like it without the doors.
It's good.
This is nice.
Man, I feel great.
We're gonna make it.
We're doing Las Vegas the hard way. From LA, we took Highway 14 north to 395, which is an awesome scenic corridor. And tonight we're gonna stay in Lone Pine, and we're right outside of Lone Pine, what's called the Alabama Hills, where they've made Western movies since the earliest possible 20s. Like hundreds, if not thousands of movies have been shot in the rock formations around here. And we're in the shadow of Mount Whitney, which is the highest peak in the continental United States. So we're that good. And tomorrow, I think up to Bishop and hang a right across Death Valley and into Las Vegas.
Ah, let's go there then.
Yeah, let's go there. I love this truck. I don't need to own it, but I do love it.
So how tall is this mountain that I can't see because the sun is blinding me?
14,505.
Wow. That does not look that tall.
No. Well, that was cool. This was a great day, actually. Yeah. I really liked the no doors. Oh, yeah.
Well, we made it to our hotel, and we have doors with perfectly good door locks, so we're gonna install those doors. So far, so good. There you go. That looks good.
All right, we got to get the doors on this thing. The problem is we want to lock it up tonight, and we found out there's a problem getting them to align, and they have to be on there for racing at LS Fest, and so we have no choice but to get the doors right. That's not going to happen tonight because it's getting dark. We're getting mosquito bitten, so that's all going to happen tomorrow morning. And by the way, tomorrow we also have to drive all the way through Death Valley and get to Las Vegas for LS Fest on Saturday.
Where it's really hot, and we'd like to make that drive without the doors. That'll work for tonight.
That door match is good.
Right? I don't want to take it off, but when it's 101, I won't want it on there either.
You can leave that one on. I'm taking mine off.
No. We need all the flow for Death Valley.
I didn't tell you this, but I was at a dive bar last night and ran into a biker who said he just rode through yesterday and it was 120 degrees.
120?
120. We're taking the doors off and we're gonna get to Vegas as quickly as we can because if we wait longer, it's gonna be even hotter. And once we get there, we're gonna have to jam and get these doors adjusted and on there so that we can race on Saturday.
Yeah. Yep. Perfect.
Death Valley, 104 miles.
Oh, it's nice out.
Yeah, when you're moving, it's great. When you have no doors, it's awesome. Feel like you want doors at the track? Just...
Yeah.
We're in Panamint Springs near Death Valley, and we stopped to get ice and gas and stuff like that. I'm thinking no.
No plane kill?
No.
Air kill?
There's no way I'm actually, like, flying in this, ever.
Think of the possibilities of the new show.
Air kill.
It'll never make it past the pilot, though.
See what you did.
Yeah.
That was actually really good.
Thank
Did
you.
you check that?
Thank you.
The truck's not even getting hot. I mean, it's not overheating.
No, it's a little spicy because we're actually in Death Valley. Doors are already off. Let's air condition. That seems legit. Triple stack? It's already broken, so this sticker really can't make it any worse. But it does show that we were here. I've never sat on this side of this truck before.
I've never driven a transmission like this before.
Dial.
Oh, wow, drives good. Okay.
Let's ride.
Blind spot there.
Yeah, that's that one little hole in our map.
Okay, easy enough.
have one more gear. There we go.
And the coolant temp is good.
Happy.
I feel this is going to be a big handful on the autocross.
Could be. I've never done it.
This would have been scary if we had not fixed the clutch and brakes.
Oh, yeah. That'd have been a disaster.
This is the only Roadkill vehicle to have ever survived Death Valley, and I would wager it's the only one that ever could. I love it. I don't want to own it. It has too many, like, gadgets and dingleberries on it for me.
I know what this looks like. Oh, they're putting the doors on again in another hotel parking lot. But it's different this time, I promise you. You know why? Because this is Las Vegas, and we're definitely going to get broke into if we don't put the doors on. But it also means tomorrow we can go to our final destination.
Yeah.
We said we're going to LS Fest?
We're going to Holly LS Fest because we've never been before. You know how I know that? Because we said it right at the top of the show. Let's see if the door fits. Don't slam it because I probably screwed it up. Whoa!
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Let me introduce you to Freiberger.
Cheers.
Bodyman.
Yeah. Absolutely nailed it. Okay, up. Stop. Oh, it's digging in right here. Look at that.
Oh, it's too low.
No, it needs to go out right there. I've like battled this door on and off a bunch of times, and right now, if I give it a lift, it does close that much, which is good enough to lock it for tonight.
And we have a souvenir. This truck hasn't been very many places, but it's been through Death Valley.
That's way crooked, but you know what? So's the door. All right, tomorrow, LS Fest West.
Yes.
Holly, here we come. We did it.
We did it.
As if Death Valley wasn't enough, we finally made it to our destination, Holly's LS Fest West, here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Boom! And we brought a special guest star right here. Yep, it's the original muscle truck. You've seen this in a bunch of episodes of Roadkill and Roadkill Garage. Been around since the very beginning of the show. It's a 1974 Chevy short bed stepside, and way back in 2006 or 7, I LS swapped it. It's just a LS6. It's stock long block, it's got a cam, it's got headers. I think it makes about 450 horsepower. It's nothing like Mike's truck at all.
Yours was before mine. In fact, I LS swapped mine because I saw yours.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
So we're gonna have a friendly competition, at least right now it's friendly. We're gonna do, I think, the drag strip and the autocross, and if there's time left, maybe we'll throw down some tire smoke.
309. Oh, wow.
All right, let's throw this on the doors, then we have to go through tech, then we're racing. This event we're at is Holly's LS Fest West. This started many, many years ago in Bowling Green, Kentucky, the home of Holly, and I'm pretty sure it was invented by my buddy Bill Tishner. And I remember when he told me, we're gonna do an event only for vehicles powered with General Motors LS engines. This has turned huge. Now there's 2 events, one in the east, one in the west. Here's what it's about. Just having fun with LS stuff. They have drag racing, there's gonna be autocross, and they also have an area where people can go nuts doing burnouts and stuff, street takeover style, but legally. The other thing you'll see here is cars of all years, makes, and models with LS's in them, because Holly makes everything you need to swap those engines, and these days nobody cares about brand loyalty when they're LS fans. So you're gonna see Jeeps, Fords, Mopars, and all sorts of freaky stuff, all LS powered. Okay, here we go. Finnegan should cream me here. The muscle truck used to be fast. It had like a loose converter and 513 gears and a bunch of stuff, and nitrous. But now it's just 3.0 highway gears, stock converter. I'll be super happy if it goes in the low 13s.
I'm gonna do something I've always wanted to do, which is lay my mini truck flat on the tarmac on a drag strip and do a burnout. Oh, come on. Oh, you said no. Oh, you just ruined my fun.
He can't do a burnout with that trans.
I was gonna do a burnout. He said no. Oh, well.
Okay, here we go.
My goal here is not to spin. I don't even know what RPM to leave at. I just don't want to spin.
Yeah, I think he might have stalled it off the line or something like that.
Well, not a lot went right on that run. It felt like I drove through the clutch a little bit. Then, well, it wouldn't go in second gear. And Freiberger kicked my butt once again with less horsepower.
All right, let's see if we can go again, give Mike a better shot at this.
Let's do a burnout this time.
Burnout for show.
So I got a burnout this time. That's good news.
Yep, see, I spun the tires that time. That big old burnout burned me.
Yay! A lot of wheel hop, but I did beat him that time.
Yep, that's what I get for doing the TV show burnout. If I just cleaned the tires and gone, I would have been good, but I greased them up.
I sucked less. Yay me! So the 1-2 shift, it broke loose and wheel hopped. The wheel hop was bad enough I had to pedal it and get back in it. And then it wheel hopped a little bit on the 2-3, but not as bad. This is definitely not a drag racing suspension.
All I really care about is a low 13 out of that first pass. They're letting us go again. All right, we're doing best 2 out of 3.
I just went 12.61 and beat Freiberger. We're now tied 1-1.
Okay, I guess I won the best 2 out of 3. But you know what? His truck has way more power than mine. It's just a matter of a slower truck is way easier to get off the line on a street tire.
On the 1-2 shift, the truck went sideways. I had to get out of it. He beat me. It's a rare occasion when I beat that guy. So what I have to do is focus on that part. Round 2, kick this butt. I don't even think we did a round 3, right? I didn't see it, did you?
I feel pretty good.
Oh, you did a good job of redlighting. 002, nice.
002 accidental reaction time. Your best pass was 12.61 at 110.
All right.
Yeah, that was fun for me. You can go destroy me at the autocross now, though. Now we've moved over to the autocross at LS Fest, and what's interesting is Chad Reynolds is announcing this thing. He's interviewing Finnegan right now. Chad and I used to work together, and he's the guy who initially helped me build this truck. So it all comes together. What we're gonna do now is hop in together, and we're gonna take a slow pass on the autocross just to make sure we got it memorized. And then I'm gonna be making speed runs, and then we'll get out of this truck and hop into Finnegan's. Okay.
That was awesome. Nice work. Dude, all right. Brakes, 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 brakes. Yes. Straight, straight. Freiberger, this is great.
Going for show instead of for speed here.
No, you're going fast. This is great.
Here's where your truck would have bit the dust.
You got it, you got it. Take it, take it, take it. Go that way,
I blew that.
that way.
That would have been fun.
Nice. All right, straight all the way across. There we go. Straight, 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 straight,
Ah,
straight.
straight!
Come on, Dulcich. All right, 180 degrees. This is the end.
Yeah.
Woo! You just ran a 60. That's good.
Let's ask him what the scale is. What's the scale on that?
The fast guys were doing about 44.
Okay. How about clapped out junk like this, though?
Well, there's a lot of clapped out junk like that was running 45.
Really? Okay. But are they having this much fun?
No, I promise you, you're having a lot more fun.
Yeah. The brakes are shot.
So's your driving skills.
Yes. I got to agree with that.
Once again, wholly impressed by the muscle truck. It drifts amazing around an autocross course because Freiberger expertly wheeled this thing to a 60-second pass. I gotta be honest, I don't know if I can actually beat that. Okay, no wheel hop.
That's wheel hop. I'm surprised how much body roll it has.
That was awesome. Oh no, there's people on the track.
Oh no.
Is that it?
Are we done? Oh no. They're not moving fast. Oh. Oh.
This feels familiar.
I'm sorry. This is my fault for taking 4 runs. I'm sorry.
Oh, this is roadkill. This is literally roadkill.
We ran out of time. They're sending track workers out for the real event. They had given us time on the track, which was super cool, and I used it all. I have so much guilt. I really do.
I got Freibergered.
We had fun, though. This thing made it through Death Valley, no problem. I had fun on the drag strip with the muscle truck. With its new highway gear, it ran about what I expected. I fell in love with his truck, which I did not expect to. So to me, it's been a solid roadkill.
And I have something to work on.
Yep.
Like, this doesn't handle all that great.
It was better at the lower ride height.
I wouldn't know. I didn't get to do a whole lap.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching Roadkill.